Warning: this creepypasta is made entirely from imagination and not based on any true stories. It even contains themes that are not suitable for minors, such as murder, strong language, disturbing images, references to horror-themed scenes from films, shows, and games, and graphic violence. If either you are too young to watch this, sensitive, or easily anxious, please click away from this video and watch something else. Viewer discretion is advised.
They're here, and the reign of terror is over. It started on a rainy day. I was playing Monster House on the Nintendo DS. Unfortunately, I never won a single level because it was the DS version, and it seemed pretty hard, in my point of view. Sooner or later, my iPhone buzzed. It turned out to be a Google Mail notification from Gil Kennan. The email said this: "Dear name withheld, I have found the last remaining deleted Monster House files back at the Sony headquarters. These were the last deleted scenes Jameson did before his fireman. Whatever you do, please don't expose them publicly. Regards, Gil Kennan." I took a deep breath before downloading the file. Once it was downloaded, there were 2 deleted scenes each, mhburnsteph.mrv and mhalternateending.mrv. I rubbed my chin in concern. "Well, there it goes," I mumbled. I clicked on the first file. It began with Burns roughhousing with Z, DJ's babysitter, before she kicked him out while DJ snuck out of the back door to find Chowder at the construction site. "Prude," Burns snarked before sipping out of his beer bottle. As he drank out of it, he heard a faint growl. He then found Nevercracker's house. "What are you looking at?" Burns mocked. The scene turned out as normal, as he walked up to the lawn and began ripping out clods of grass, throwing insults at the house, believing Nevercracker was a spirit inside of the house. Burns then found his kite in the house, before he walked up towards it. Just then, the house's carpet tongue suddenly sprung out and pulled Burns in. This alerted DJ, who was trying to meet Chowder. He ran into a tree to find Burns. Burns was holding onto the doorway to try and not get eaten. "Bones, what are you doing?" DJ exclaimed. "Kid, you gotta help me! The house is alive! You are right!" Burns pleaded, offering help from DJ. DJ thought for a moment before, "I'm sorry, but I can't." The carpet tongue then forced Burns in, and there was an anguished scream coming from him, and the sound of Burns cracking and thick blood squishing. DJ stared in shock at what he was hearing inside the house, before running off. The camera then showed a brief shot of the house, zooming out before panning up into the sky, ending the deleted scene. I clicked on the second file, which was the alternate ending. The deleted scene started with DJ and Jenny running to the edge of the crane. They saw Chowder running away from Constance, possessing the house. DJ hesitated due to how high the drop was, before Jenny kissed him on the mouth to encourage him. "I kissed the girl. I kissed the girl on the lips," DJ whispered, obeying Jenny. "Guys! Anytime now!" Chowder screamed. Chowder continued running away from Constance before he blew a raspberry at her, which only angered her more. Jenny and DJ crawled carefully on the crane to get to the edge. "DJ, hurry!" pleaded Jenny. Cut back to Constance chasing Chowder, trying to bite his cape to grab him in the air. Chowder screamed in fear as the house was getting close to him, before finally biting on his cape. "I'm flying!" he screamed, before gagging on his own cape, which was blocking his windpipe. Constance flipped Chowder into the air, before the latter let out an anguished scream, and she swallowed him whole. "Chowder!" DJ and Jenny cried in unison. Jenny began to tear up at the sight of Chowder's fate, and began to curl into fetal position. It's too late. Chowder's gone," Jenny sobbed. "Jenny, it's not too late," DJ assured. "We may have lost Chowder, but we must try and destroy the house, once and for all." Jenny's look of sadness slowly formed into a brave face. You're right, DJ, it's never too late." Constance then found another excavator, which Chowder used, only colored in red. She picked it up with her mouth and threw it towards the crane, which DJ and Jenny were on top of. This caught the two survivors' attention. "Look out!" DJ cried. The excavator made impact with the crane and emitted a shockwave, causing Jenny to fall to her doom. Jenny let out an anguished, blood-curdling scream as she fell to her doom. "Jenny!" DJ screamed, holding his hand out, watching his love life plummet. Constance then poked her tongue out like a frog and caught Jenny with it. "DJ!" Jenny cried before Constance retracted her tongue back into her mouth. DJ was horrified. Without Jenny, he can't light up the dynamite stick Nevercracker gave him. "What do I do now? What to do? What to do? What to do?" he asked himself, trying to think of another plan. Constance then used her branch arm to grab DJ off the crane before he evaded her quickly. He almost lost balance before he grabbed onto the hook of the crane. Constance became even more infuriated. She tried to grab DJ off the hook, only to miss, but the impact knocked DJ off. DJ let out a childified version of the Howie/gut-wrenching scream as he fell towards the ground. Constance stuck her tongue out again to catch him like a frog catching a fly. She then grinned evilly, having finally eaten the 3 children. "Constance, what have you done?" a voice said. When Constance turned around, that voice was from Nevercracker. He was glaring angrily at her, disappointed that she killed DJ, Chowder, and Jenny. Nevercracker picked up a nearby brick like what he did earlier when trying to defend the kids and threw it at the window, breaking it. Constance then roared ferociously at him and approached him slowly before grabbing him with her tongue. Nevercracker screamed as his wife forced him into her mouth to eat him, before she closed her mouth and swallowed him whole. Having eaten her own husband, Constance belched very loudly before stopping off to terrorize the lives of innocent people on Halloween night, before the scene faded to black. And those were all the deleted scenes for today, and all of them for now. My jaw dropped at this very point. I was appalled at what happened in those deleted scenes. I emailed Mr. Kennan later on and informed him that I watched the deleted scenes. He apologized for what I had to sit through, and I was kind enough to forgive him, and wished him a good day. I deleted the files off my laptop and went to watch some H2O Mermaid Adventures on Netflix to calm myself down. You know, Edward Jameson may have done some shitty things, but there is a possibility he will admit what he did was wrong soon. Maybe.